guys. We're speaking to the animal kingdom today. The forest, the nature beings, the fae. And I was gonna start the video after my prayer, but the angels literally overrided me. And they started it without me knowing while I was praying. And just now, when I came back and saw it was recording, they were like, just keep going because it's good for everyone. I was like, okay. So I was talking to the animal kingdom, the forest, the angelics, the water, the stones. And I asked my guides, I don't know if you could hear me, to help me, rejuvenate me, come through me so that I can deliver this message to the collective. Okay. But I trust Spirit, and I know that someone, maybe all of you, needed to hear that prayer. Okay. So they're telling me to show a few crystals before this reading. This is rose quartz, high heart, divine love. I have ashes from a prayer. I'm going to grab a few, okay? So we're just really bringing some energy up the spinal cord, okay, for all beings. And what my guides said is to please bring attention to the animal kingdom, especially right now, for those of us that have pets, but also for those of us that interact with nature, you know, like in the gardens and walks and hikes and in the ocean, that they, so what my guides said is they are going through a lot of energetic shifting right now, just like we are. And so they wanted to, 33 as I said that, they wanted to bring attention to that so that we can be patient with them and patient with each other, okay? And they literally delivered a message through the trees, as they do with me sometimes. And the trees said, you can use us as an example. Okay, so a couple of things that are going to come through this message. I'm going to try to bring it all together. The trees wanted me to remind everyone that composting is sacred work, okay? So composting is a way, and you can do this very quickly. It's not like you have to create a ceremony out of this, but you can. It can be a sacred ceremony, okay? But basically, composting is a way to give back to Mother Earth, okay? And even though we know that the farmlands here are being overfarmed and overworked and not being rendered back what they are owed, really, in the soul of the soil. And that's what she said. She said the soul of the soil. See, the earth is a living body, and we know this, okay? And when we consume her, and we are all consuming her, okay? But we give nothing back. See, now we're just taking. We're living like vampires off the flesh of her body. And I hate to be so brutal, but it's just true, okay? When you give something back, okay? Little things matter. Little things count. And what the trees were telling me is when you compost in your yard, okay, or wherever you can, if you don't have an actual like garden or yard that you can compost in, perhaps you have a friend that has land that you can compost on, and just save your table scraps the way farmers, the old farmers used to. This is how my grandparents did it, okay? My mom still does the same thing. You can take that and give that back to Mother Earth. Now, what the trees were telling me is even though there are lands that are being neglected right now, all the trees, you know this, if you've done any research on trees, even the science of this, all the trees communicate underground with each other, and they will send information out to each other and nutrients to each other. So they literally nurture the garden of the younger and newer trees, or diseased trees are cared for by the collective. So this is super important message that we can learn from as humans, but also that we can implement in our daily life as a way to give back, okay? So what they said is tell everyone to give back to the garden. Give whatever you can, whatever things you don't eat that your family's not going to consume. Make a little, collect it in a little bag or however you want to do it and give it back to Mother Earth. You can bury it in the ground if you don't want like the messiness of it like being on the ground. And the earth will just consume it, and the trees will take those extra nutrients and they will send that out to the collective, okay? So please understand that it's sacred work. It is a way that you can give back, and it matters and it makes a difference, okay? This is what the trees told me to tell you, okay? Now, animal kingdom. Who's talking right now? Okay, of course. Okay. Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Okay. Horse spirit, freedom is yours. Wow. It's beautiful. One more. I have two more actually. Three more. They're telling me one more. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Badgers are extremely fierce. Actually, wasp, sometimes life stings. Guys, these are some like, we got some serious intense. Here's one more. Koi. I just posted koi on my page yesterday because koi are precursors to dragons. What are we becoming? Dragons. Okay. What are we in our ancient past? Dragons. What are we in our distant future? Dragons, because time is circular and dragons are wisdom keepers. Remember I said in my last reading, which by the way is on YouTube, it's not on TikTok because it was too long to post. So if you want to see my last reading, and it talks about dragons, but many things, not just that, it's on YouTube. So go check it out. But dragons, the way they show me their energetic bodies is as the bones of the grid of a mesh looking spiral of life. Okay. And we channeled a little bit of that in light language. And for me, light language comes through my hands, okay? So when I get guided to move my hands a certain way, it's actually moving energy through the body, okay? So if you consent to that and you like to have energy work, you can receive what I'm doing, okay? But the koi is the precursor to the dragon. What's important about the koi is it swims upstream to get to source. And what is that if not a difficult, challenging, yet rewarding journey? So see, you have to go against the current of what's out there, okay, to get to source, to become the dragon. So koi fish is a very important message. And I've seen them in many dreams with the Sophia dragons. Even before I knew anything about that, guys, I would see it, not know what it was, but I would see it, okay? So dream the world into being. Lizard spirit, horse spirit, freedom is yours, okay? Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Wasp spirit, sometimes life stings, but learn from it. Just like the reading I did yesterday, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. Even a hard lesson can be golden if you use that knowledge, okay? And koi fish, there is always enough. We have an abundance. You can do this, okay? And what I'm hearing right now is energy, okay? Because that's what I was feeling coming off the Lion's Gate. I was exhausted, just exhausted, you guys. And I know other people were too, and emotional, okay? So right now what I'm feeling for this is abundant energy. To connect to those dragon grid lines, connect to Mother Earth's bones, become one with her, and she'll recharge your batteries right now. This is how we fill ourselves back up, okay? 10-10 as I said that. Okay, one more. Fox spirit, think on your feet. That's a really good one. I love the fox. I've seen the fox in my dreams. I actually had a past life as a fox. I know. I got these crazy experiences. But it was a good life, and I was a guardian for a child who I really dearly loved. And in this life, she's my niece. So it was a really awesome experience to remember. I remembered it in a dream, by the way. And the only reason I knew I was a fox, by the way, I thought I was just her friend, is we raced to the bottom of a hill. And when I got to the hill, I saw my face and I was a fox. It was like a reflection in the water. And I was like, oh, I'm a fox. Oh my gosh. So yeah, fox spirit, think on your feet. Okay. All right. Who's helping us with this? All right. So this is the forest deck. Wood Nymph. Beauty. Look how beautiful. Let me read this to you guys. Hold on. Thank you, Sacred Forest. Thank you. Looking fragile, delicate, and luminescent, 3 wood nymphs, sometimes called the forest queens, are stretched out in the moss at the base of a tree. Bathing in the moonlight, their flowing gossamer gowns sparkle and shimmer, seemingly made out of light. Their dreams and visions, translucent and diaphanous, waver in the air above them. Okay? It says, let beauty be your north star to guide you. What feels as well as looks lovely will sustain and nourish you. Your ability to see inner depths around you is in direct correlation with a remarkable, sumptuous life. See, right now, we're dreaming the new grid into being, the new frequency, okay? So, it says, create harmony and peace within your home, even doing so in small ways, such as a vase of flowers, a scented candle. Things like this can make a difference. Relax and surround yourself with comfort and elegance. This is feeling very much like, you know, you're being encouraged to take care of yourself and do what it takes to feel calm and at peace and be gentle, okay? It says, there are many accounts in ancient Greek mythology of travelers walking through a forest and seeing wood nymphs bathing in the sunlight in a grotto or next to a stream or pool, singing and dancing. Follow the example of the nymphs. Relax, spend time in nature, and sing and dance with joy. That's beautiful. I actually have 3 sirens in my water fountain that dance in my backyard. And I go out there. That's where I do most of my meditations, my sun meditations, or just go out there and talk to God. I'll talk to nature. And as you may know, if you're on my page and you've seen some of my other posts, my tree beings, they come through and they show their faces in my trees. Like the one last night, it looked just like one of the giant faces from Easter Island. I did this whole thing about it last night. I was like, oh my gosh. Talk about we are waking up the ancients right now. We are, okay? Passage. This is rite of passage. See, spiritual passage. Standing stones. See how it looks? It resembles like Stonehenge, okay? This is so crazy. I can't even make this stuff up. I can't believe they do this sometimes. 1344, as I said that. I looked up the stones of Easter Island, and I was like, the feeling I got last night when the trees showed me Easter Island faces, I was like, wow, we are really making progress underground. Not in the sight of others, okay? But deep within, we are activating the ancient rites of passage, okay? That's really amazing. And this being the forest, like Fae deck, that tells you that these are the beings assisting right now. Yeah. And he looks very Merlin-ish, okay? Meandering flow, okay? Meandering pathway flow. See how you're being encouraged to dance with the nymphs in the woods? And one of my friends on TikTok, I'm gonna tag her in this, sent me a song. It was a beautiful song that a girl, I guess she's from Ireland, I'm not sure, she was singing. It was 444 as I said that. She sounds like a siren. She sings magic into the air. And the whole post was to send it to someone you would dance in the forest with, and she sent this to me. So here we are. We're dancing in the forest, okay? And that is a rite of passage, allowing yourself to have joy and fun and feel and move and flow like water, with no one to see, you know? There's a book I'm being called to speak about, and I have not read it all the way, but it is good, okay? My sister actually read it all the way and encouraged me to read it, and it's called Women Who Dance with the Wolves. And it is very deep, heavy, but also empowering. And just even the first chapter, I was like crying, you know? But essentially, you know, the first chapter is talking about a woman who was too wild for society to accept her. So she would dance in the woods by herself, where no one could see her. And it's, you gotta go read it, honestly, if you're looking for the next good read. Women Who Dance with the Wolves, okay? But that's kind of the message here right now, is we need to go back to our primal instinct of feeling freedom, sovereignty, joy, sensuality, passion, flow. If we want to break a system that has been oppressive and too hard, how do you do that? You don't break it with more oppression. You don't break it with more force. Okay? You flow. See, what did the koi say? Go against the grain. Well, right now, what everyone's doing is hard, 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 heavy, 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 work, 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 go, 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 do, do, do. How do we break that? We don't do that with more work, 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 hard, 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 okay? We do that with flow. We do that with mother. We do that with ease, gentleness, okay? Ancient oak spirit. We have incredible oaks down here in New Orleans, okay? I mean, I'm talking just ancient, beautiful giants. So beautiful. Many of them have portals, okay? I do believe that all trees are technically portals, but I'm talking like these have like the little doors that look like little fairies are going in and out of them. We've got that down here, and it's beautiful. And many people go and visit these trees and just sit there and read 1717, as I said that, which is a very sacred number, okay? So ancient oak, strength. Let's rely on the trees. There is a documentary I've been being called to bring attention to. It's on YouTube. Gosh, what is the name of it? It may be something like I Remember When There Were Trees, okay? I'm gonna try to look it up. If I find it, I'll put the link in the comments. It's a 2-hour-long documentary, worth every minute, about the ancient trees. The grid keepers of the planet, the giants that were here were trees, okay? And how they crystallized over time. And so ancient trees actually become crystals. And we know that crystals are record keepers. We're going to pull from the crystal deck today too, okay? But those trees, what they told me, the trees told me in my meditation this week, this is why they were attacked, okay? When there was this nefarious attempt to harness the power of earth, the first thing they went after was the trees, okay? Because the trees contain all the knowledge, okay? So just think of it like if you were trying to take a system down, you would go after the most powerful beings, okay? Because you wouldn't want them to know that that's what was going on. And that's what they did, okay? Because trees are literally like the bones of the planet, and that's why dragons are so connected to them. And that's why you know, I don't know if I told you guys this, but like my son and I were sky watching, I guess maybe it was still springtime. It might have been like late winter, almost spring, to where it was really nice outside. And I know I saw something fly out of this tree, and my son saw it too. This is why it wasn't just, I knew it wasn't like my imagination. It was the weirdest thing ever. Something flew out of the tree. I want to call it a fire drake. Okay. It glowed reddish. I don't know. Amberish, reddish, amberish color. It made a shrieking sound. And literally my son was like, "Mom, I almost said a curse word. It scared me so bad." He was like, "What was it?" And as soon as he said that, before we could even process, one of the drones was flying after it. I kid you not, you guys. We were like, whoa. It just came flying down the street. See, all these people seeing UAPs right now and drones, let me just tell you something. I've been watching these for years, okay? In our subdivision, they fly so low. I'm talking rooftop low. I have seen them fly down our street. I cannot believe people don't see this stuff sometimes. I'm just like, but we saw it literally fly after this creature that looked like a fire drake. Dragons, okay? And it was just, I don't know. Sometimes I still am like, wow, how did that happen? But it happened, okay? But see, this is how sacred the trees are, and this is their portal energy and their grids of light that they carry to help the planet. And so this is why speaking up for nature, that was the message I was getting this week, was please use your voice. Don't just love her and adore her, but not speak for her. Does that make sense? Speak up for her. Let's be the voice for the animals, for the animal kingdom, for the Fae. You know, even though the Fae are extremely powerful, by the way, but because not everyone can hear them yet, or see them. Only some are able to do that right now. We can be their voice until it's possible for more in the collective to perceive these higher vibrational beings, okay? So be willing to be the angel, okay? Okay, hold on. They're telling me to pull the angel card. There are 2 angels helping with this right now. Signs and reminders. Look at the nature beings, birds, feathers, butterflies, rainbows, the moon, the clouds. What a confirmation, you guys. And the angel of spiritual growth. That's beautiful. Look at all the sacred symbols on this beautiful angel. Okay, so signs and reminders, spiritual growth. Connecting with nature, by the way, gives your guides additional ways that they can communicate with you. I'm just going to get one more. 1 second. You're telling me one more. Opportunity and change. Look how beautiful. Look at her wings like rainbows. We are, and she's at the threshold of something. Do you see that? So that's we're on the cusp of something beautiful. So allowing our voice to be used is super important right now. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. There was ashes all over this, and I don't know how it got there. That's so weird. Okay. Okay, this one's new, and I just was inspired to get it because if you guys have never heard of Dr. Masaru Emoto, Dr. Emoto, the one that studies water and the sacred geometrical patterns of water when you speak to it, you can look him up. There's some really incredible books about him that he's written and that others have written about him. But this would also be a great way to learn a little bit about his work through meditation. So what's beautiful about this deck is each one has a sacred crystal pattern. This is a water crystal. So these are real pictures of water crystals. And then on the back, he shows you the word that he used to create the sacred geometrical shape, okay? So I wanted to include this in our nature reading because water is so sacred. And as you all may know, Mary Magdalene is my namesake, my primary guide, and my teacher. And I oracle for her and several others, okay? And she was a water priestess, a sacred water priestess, a womb wisdom keeper, and a water wisdom keeper, and many more things. But she's very connected to the dragons, okay? Which is so important to incorporate that sacred water energy and the energy of the koi. See, we're becoming these things. We are becoming. Okay, so let's start with wisdom, since she's our wisdom keeper, one of our many beautiful wisdom keepers, okay? This is the pattern. When he spoke wisdom to the water and put it under the microscope, this is the shape of the crystal that it formed. And as I said in the reading yesterday, you can screenshot these. Just seeing it affects the water in your body. Remember, you're at least 70% water, okay? So seeing this shape and also speaking wisdom, the word wisdom, it doesn't matter the language, it works across all languages. It's the meaning, the essence behind the word, okay? So don't worry about that. Here's the other one I'm getting. The fall, autumn, season of autumn, renewal, right? Shedding and letting go. Look how beautiful. And I'll read to you. His book is very, very simple. I love it. So it's a really great book to start with if you're wanting to learn how to meditate with a deck of oracle cards. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Sorry guys, I just have to find out where he has it. Here we go. Okay. Okay. As the foliage changes color and the cool days return, water comes in the form of rain, mixing with the fallen leaves, creating a mulch that blankets the land. Give thanks for all that has been provided to you this past year and for the water that has sustained you. That's beautiful. So I'm getting that feeling of protection, you know. Blanketing the land is what keeps, you know, all the root systems protected from freezing. I'm going to do one more. This is beautiful. Talk about a Mother Mary sign. Lourdes water, Lourdes. If you're not familiar with the miracle at Lourdes, France with Mother Mary, look it up, okay? This is so crazy, you guys, because I have an Akashic memory of the life of Bernadette connected to me. So look at this card coming up. It's crazy. And the message is love, and this is the crystalline pattern of it, okay? That water in Lourdes, France is what's called structured water, okay? Structured water can be structured with our words and symbols, like using these things. You can actually put this, like you could screenshot this, make a print out of it, and put your glass of water on it, and it's going to form that structure in the crystalline body of the water, so that when you drink it, that is what you're consuming, okay? But structured water, as it comes deep from the earth, okay, like at Lourdes, France, that water is associated with miracles, miraculous healing. And so this should let you know the power of your words and the power of your thoughts when it comes to the water in your body. This is why Mother Mary always tells me, be careful what you say to yourself. Love yourself. Don't judge yourself. See, we're not supposed to be judging anyone, but that includes ourselves. We are supposed to just love ourselves and love each other, okay? And allow, oh my gosh, it's so weird when I get, I'm talking to y'all like an angel. This like flew by, but there's your confirmation, okay? Like, wow. All right, Mother Mary, we hear you. We hear you, Mama. Remember I told you she's like grandmother energy for me. That's how I always see her, as like my grandmother. Because I'm very soul connected to her and Mary Magdalene. Okay, guys. Sacred record keepers stones. Got it. Okay. These are who are helping us right now. This is beautiful. I'm going to try to hold it where you can see it. Creative expression. Trust your vision. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Creativity right now is number one, okay? Because we're creating and dreaming the new reality, okay? So this is beautiful. Perfect. We're being supported by nature, by the forest, by the forest beings, by the stones, by the water, by the record keepers. We are on our way. Look at this, you guys. Nothing is impossible. Open to the unexpected. You'll find a way. This is so powerful. Look at this next one that popped up. They all three fell out together. 2911, as I said that. Okay. Pave your own way. See? Leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. That is the koi fish going upstream, okay? But the way we do this, this is what's so weird, and the anomaly, 2929, as I said that, of what is going to work is going with the flow of what works for you. So it's going to seem counterproductive. Like the way you get your power back and the way you get back in alignment and connect to nature is actually not what people think, okay? Like we're so used to everything being a fight, okay? But the way we win this is in our flow, in our creativity. See, where did my beautiful girl go? In our creativity, see? Look at her. She's beautiful. Beautiful. So nothing is impossible, okay? Be creative. Pave your own way. Let's connect to the stones, the sacred record keepers, you guys. They love us. They know us. They remember us. Also, one thing that my husband and I do everywhere we travel to, okay? And all my clients know this too. I have stones here from all over the world, literally. And I also give stones when my friends travel. I will take something from one of my collection, give it to them and say, please give it to Mother Earth in France when you get there or wherever, okay? And please bring me one back. And I use them in my crystal healing sessions in the spa. But when we travel, I always go and either put my hands or my feet on the ground and say something loving to the ground there, okay? And speak love to her, and I connect with her, and I always will hear them say they remember me, okay? Because I'm a very ancient being, but so are you, okay? So as you do that, see, it's like I'm being reminded of this movie when we were kids. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was about fairies, and it was like when they were bringing the frost to protect the ground. In the spring, they removed the frost to wake it up, and that's kind of like what we're doing, right? When we go and we speak to the earth of the trees, we're letting them know we're here, we're ready, we are online, okay? 3131 as I say that. So start these little things that I'm suggesting, whatever works, in your life, like composting and giving back to the earth, speaking to all the nature beings in your garden, all the little animals, okay? Be very patient with them right now. They are going through these energetics with us. We are all feeling it, highs and lows, okay? So are they. Like my puppy I mentioned yesterday, she was super cranky for 2 days. She's better now, but she's feeling it, and I can't be hard on her, right? Like I'm like, okay, baby, what's going on? What can I do? So be compassionate with each other. And let's learn from nature. Let's learn from the forest. See how the trees, they send nutrients out to the other trees that need it when they have a surplus. If you have a surplus right now of joy, if you have a surplus in any kind of way, and you're able to water the garden, so to speak, with your love, please do so. 3232 as I said that, okay? That's what Mother Mary tells me. Okay, and remember, for those of you who are not connected to that incarnation, remember she's linked to the goddess Isis and just the goddess energy in general, okay? So this is not religious dogma. This is Mother Spirit, okay, talking. Mother Goddess talking. She's saying, water the garden, and we are the garden. So see, when we show love to each other, kindness, acceptance, respect, everyone has a place here. When we do that, and I know it takes effort, and we don't always understand everyone, we don't always understand everybody's journey, that's okay. We don't have to understand everything to respect. Okay? That we can do. But if you're in a place of having a little surplus today, water the garden a little bit with something beautiful and joyful. 333. And if not, if you're having a low day, that's okay. Rest. See, if we all swing into that, back and forth, it will happen. Okay, some of us have good days when the other ones are low, and thank God that it's not everybody all at the same time. Okay, so that's actually kind of helping us nurture the garden of humanity. Okay, so yeah, she's like, yes. Okay, so I'm asking her, do you want to say anything else? Do the nature beings want to say anything else? They love you. They are protecting you. They are watching you, waiting for you to respond to them, ready to talk. They're ready to see you rise. They will help you. What are you showing them? It's a spirit. It's this. They're showing this, okay? We're going to have to look it up because I can't remember the story behind this symbol from Peru. That's what they're showing, okay? They're ready to help you. What else? The Mayans are waking many people up right now. They're scattered throughout humanity. It's like some of their DNA has been purposely, strategically placed within people all over the world. And they're starting to remember who they are, okay? Nature will help, okay? That's kind of what they're getting at. So remember, the Mayans are a population that in large numbers ascended. Not everyone, but many, okay? So any of these populations that understand enlightenment can be super helpful to us right now, okay? Is there anything else I need to say? That's it. I love you. They love you. I love you. Okay. There's just a lot of love coming through for you all. It's really bright light too. Like, what else? Okay. Love yourself, they said. Be gentle. Don't mistreat yourself. Be gentle with your loved ones. All are struggling, but all will rise. Is there anything else? They love me too, they're saying. I love you too. I feel this very strong, like they're giving you a third eye activation. Okay. Okay. That's it. Okay. That's it. I love you all. Rise.